Is that the noise they even make? Hi guys, it's Alchemano. How's everyone doing? How excited am I to be reviewing the latest fragrance to come from Zoologist? It is Tyrannosaurus Rex, T-Rex. It's here! This fragrance is coming out on the 15th of September, which is in a couple of days, so I thought I would review it now because it will soon be available. I am so hugely, immensely lucky to have this in my possession, so as always, I have to say thank you so much to Victor for sending me this. I always appreciate it. The anticipation levels of when a new fragrance from Zoologist is coming out, for me, is always massive. But I'm going to stop rambling because I have a lot to say about this fragrance. So, Tyrannosaurus Rex. Before I start, the perfumer behind this fragrance is Antonio Gardoni. He is the guy behind the company which is called Vogue. He is not backward in coming forward when it comes to bold compositions. If you've ever smelled anything by him, for instance Mai or Mem or even Aeon 001, which he didn't put his name to straight away, but then we later found out that it was him, he is a very, very bold perfumer, so I think it was an amazing collaboration and it works. So before I start, I just want to say there is a very cool interview on Zoologist's website between Victor Wong, the owner of Zoologist, and Antonio, who is the perfumer, about this fragrance. It's really enlightening, it's really fascinating, it's all about how the idea came about, the thought processes. But one thing that really struck me in the interview, which I wanted to mention very quickly, is Antonio said, we, as humans, is something along the lines of, we don't have any reference as to what the time period or a Tyrannosaurus Rex might smell like, or the flora and fauna of that time. So his first instinct was to make the fragrance smell like plastic toys, which I thought was really, really interesting. However, he went down a different route. He went down the whole extinction fireball kind of craziness. So, first things first, I got the limited edition box, which I'm really happy about. The Tyrannosaurus Rex is wearing cool sunglasses because, you know, they did in those times. And yeah, the bottle's the same as all of the others. The bottle picture will be in the video anyway. But I always like to read the story that they have that goes along with it because it really paints the picture, so I will do that now. It says, a sultry heat wafts across the land, lapped up greedily by the abundant flora that thrives in its midst. Trees soar to majestic heights and plants flower for the first time, their petals spreading to give birth to a world rich in diversity. The Cretaceous period comes of age against a backdrop scorched by wildfire and lightning strikes. Over this turbulent landscape, a massive predator looms. Giants rule the earth, but even giants can be cut down within the powerful jaws of the fearsome Tyrannosaur. Standing tall, the terrifying beast fears nothing until that pivotal moment when a fire in the sky signals the end of their deadly reign. Zoologist Tyrannosaurus Rex is a gargantuan scent that sinks its teeth into the world of delicate fragrances and rips it wide open. Primitive woods and florals seize you and snatch you away to an ancient era. Smoky charred wood warns of the danger of smouldering fire, setting your senses on edge, while droplets of metallic rose oxide offers a chilling premonition of bloodlust. The mighty Tyrannosaurus Rex is sometimes menacing, sometimes fascinating, but never ever ordinary. That's the first time I've fully read that description through after having worn it a few times. And yeah, definitely getting a lot of that. So get yourself ready for the note list. The note list from Zoologists are always something crazy, so here we go. So the top notes are bergamot, black pepper, fir, laurel leaf, neroli and nutmeg. The heart notes are champaca, geranium, jasmine, osmanthus, rose and ylang ylang, so a full-on floral heart there. The base notes are cade oil, cedar, civet, incense, leather, patchouli, resins, sandalwood and vanilla. So, what does it smell like? I love it. The box kind of looks like dinosaur skin. It's so fun. Just side note, this is a limited edition box. I think there was only 500 or so of them made. It does come in the black box as well, but the T-Rex won't be wearing the sunglasses, so I guess get it if you want this box soon. So it's drying in all different stages all over me, but I'm going to spray it wet on my hands. So I'm going to tell you the feeling it gives me first before I actually kind of get technical on your ass, if that's okay. So this fragrance feels to me, I get such a sense of chaos. It's a real chaotic fragrance, it's a lot of stuff at once, and I really do feel like it's so super evocative of what that moment must have been like. It does feel like the moment of extinction. It's fiery. It's kind of like the fireballs hitting the earth. Scorched forests. There's an animalic tone to it, and there is a super pronounced tang of metal, like bloodshed, just creatures dying all over the place. It's nuts, and it's also animalic, of course. So now that I've told you the feeling it evokes, I mean, they really hit the nail on the head with the description. I think Antonio has done an amazing job at trying to portray what we can only kind of imagine. Like he said, we don't have reference to that time. So I think it really fits that extinction, chaotic bloodshed type feeling of animals and just burning forests and craziness, basically. Antonio has a way of, I actually had the pleasure of meeting him earlier this year, and his style of perfumery or constructing fragrances is one of chaos. He likes to have notes battling each other into submission. He'll use a really big amount of one note and then try and shadow it with other things, and it's really apparent. His style shines through in this fragrance. If you've smelled Mai and Mem, you'll have an inkling of what you can expect when you smell Tyrannosaurus Rex. But now to get technical. So to my nose, the skeleton, keeping on theme, the skeleton or the bones of this fragrance is cade oil. Cade oil is the backbone, it's the structure, and for me it's what everything revolves around. If you don't know what cade oil is, it's a species of juniper, and it has a few very distinctive tones or nuances, I guess you could say. One of them is very herbal, one of them is slightly medicinal, and one of them is almost like scorched or smoky. So cade oil is really apparent in this fragrance all the way throughout. Add together with that some more foresty notes like fir and some smoky notes, and it creates this feeling of a burning forest. It's crazy weird and crazy good. I expect nothing less from Zoologist all the time. There is a slight medicinal feeling in the opening, but mainly it's, like I said, burning forests. The other thing that's really notable in here is the geranium in this, or the geranium / rose, gives this a metallic feeling. It makes it feel like it might be Bulgarian rose, because Bulgarian roses are a little bit more metallic. Just a little tip, the further north or the further south a rose grows, the sweeter it is. The rose in here isn't sweet, it's metallic, which is evoking the feeling of blood. So there's a definite, it's like a twang or a tang, like a metallic tang right in the core of it, that's kind of piercing through this burning forest fiery feeling. It's crazy. It's kind of cool. It's drier here, and once it starts to get to its mid stages, there is something softer that comes out. The florals kind of soften the entire composition, while it retains a smoky, burning, chaotic feeling in the background. So it never feels like an obvious floral. The chaotic notes are the things that drive this fragrance forward, and you just get whispers of other things going on. It's very complex, as you would imagine. This is about a T-Rex. This is about extinction and craziness, and it is Antonio Gardoni. So it's a whole combination of stuff that's just creating this wild, unruly, sort of fiery feeling fragrance. And it's kind of incredible and difficult to describe, but I'm trying my best, as I always do for you guys. The drying stages reveal a few more nuances. I start to feel a slightly more animalic feeling. I start to feel the leather come out a little bit, but it's a real soft leather in this. It's not anything like rhinoceros at all. It's a leather that's kind of softened by florals, but like I said, it's not a floral fragrance, but you can feel the element. This is more about resins, it's more about fire, it's more about smoke, blood, crazy dinosaurs. Just going back to the wet stages again, there's a very light spice to it as well. but it's more like an almost syrupy, waxy, burning fir tree with this cade. It's just kind of wow, really. But yeah, back to the soft. This stuff lasts forever. Just gonna say that. I've worn it and I can still smell it the next morning. It's one of those fragrances that if you're not careful, it might wear you. I mean, it's a T-Rex, we're not talking about dragonfly here. So you really don't need a lot of it. I can smell it consistently on myself when I wear it. So I'm very aware that I have to be gentle on the trigger, because otherwise I'm gonna get munched by that dinosaur. Wow. I really like the softer stages. The softer stages are less chaotic, but still chaotic in a way. It's kind of almost like the aftermath of the fire. Once it's all settled down a bit, there's a few remaining flowers that escaped from being burnt. The metallic tang kind of goes away as well, but it's still centered around this skeleton of cade. I can't stress that enough. The finish of this fragrance on me is a soft, slightly smoky leather, and I can feel this animalic. Like I said, it becomes, I guess a slightly bit more manageable towards the end, but you know, what did you expect from something that's called Tyrannosaurus Rex? I didn't expect a dainty, fluffy fragrance at all. This is really daring, really bold, a real statement fragrance, and I love it. It's a great addition to the line. I easily get about 12 hours out of it where I can still smell it on myself, and even next day on wrists I can smell it, and that's tough because wrists, for me, it always disappears. Perfume always disappears from my wrists. Not T-Rex, not Mr. T-Rex. He is sticking around. How strange, because he didn't stick around in reality, did he? He's gone. All in all, this is a winner. I'm really impressed as usual. I'm always super excited to see what's going to come next from Zoologist. Thank you again, Victor, for sending me this. Again, you know I'm a fan. What's next? I want another one now. Give us more, give us more. Just give us more. I'm just kidding. Anyway guys, I'm out Shomano. Click my logo down here to subscribe. I really hope you like this review. It's certainly fun to review it. As always with Zoologists, they're just fun, crazy things to get your nose on and experience. But yeah, fireball damnation of bloody murder. That's what this one is. See you soon. Goodbye.